Hey there, man, I'm hopping on live here. You know what I want to tell you? I want to tell you, let's dive into story time a little bit because this is a situation I see far too often. I think one of the greatest things that you can do for your career and your life is work for yourself and chase your passions. I truly believe that. I've been doing that. But I know so many people they have that idea of that thing and are pushing towards it. And maybe they quit their job, go about it on their own, and then realize that there's aspects that are hard, but also, especially in the coaching sense, they start working towards these things. They work for themselves, and then they end up like, "Hi, Emily, thanks for tuning in." Then they end up just working themselves to the bone, getting burnt out for minimum wage, and they feel really regretful. Maybe I should have stayed at that comfy job and made more money. I really don't want you guys to be a cautionary tale when it comes to this stuff, especially around nutrition coaching and online coaching. So I want to give you some strategies today to make sure that you avoid that. How's that sound? Cool. Before we go too far as well, the best place to get started in nutrition coaching is to learn more about our Nutrition Coaching Academy program and how we support students in the program. It's business focused, it's coaching systems focused. If you've been through a beginner nutrition certification and haven't, hi Toddy, and you haven't taken that, and you have that feeling around what do I do next? You gotta learn more about our program. You can do that by joining in our open house webinar. I'll post a link right here. Jen, man, so many familiar faces today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll post this link here for you guys to come check out the upcoming webinar on Tuesday. Come tune into that, and you'll learn more about our program, as well as get an exclusive offer by joining. Today, I want to dive into how do we actually make money doing this stuff. If you guys have any questions about that as we get into it here, without a doubt, please drop them in the comments. I can see the comments, I can interact here, especially if you have something in your own situation that you need help with or anything along those lines. I'm happy to bring it up and discuss. But here's what I see a lot of times. You start nutrition coaching because you really care about this. Nutrition has made a huge impact on your life. You want to share that with others. You do anything to help people. And usually that means that you'll literally do anything to help people. You get on calls with you becoming a coach means you're getting on calls with them. You're constantly interacting with these people. And this is, again, if you can find people to work with, which is easier said than done. But when you get these clients, you're doing everything you can. You care way more about this process than even they might do, although it's their goals and their body. It's crazy, but you do. What ends up happening is that you sold a coaching program that you're now putting so much time and energy into it. And again, if you kind of set it up so that you really do over deliver, chances are you're actually making minimum wage doing this. And I know you didn't leave in so many cases a minimum wage job. You probably left something that in some cases compensates you pretty good, but you just didn't care about it anymore. So you kind of traded that this doesn't light me up anymore for this coaching job where you're putting all this energy into, you're not getting compensated for. And if anything, you're not getting compensated enough. So you got to go about things a different way. And what that looks like for many coaches is making sure your coaching offer and the fulfillment of that line up. So what you want to be doing within the coaching, and we've helped so many coaches get started in this process, is that make sure that what you're delivering on, and clients will appreciate this too, is you're doing the coaching in a way that's doesn't need to be meetings. You don't need to be meeting with people live. I don't know anyone in 2025 that wants another additional place to go or time to put aside. If we can utilize technology to give people the right information and get some feedback, and then we can respond to our clients in a non-live capacity, they're going to love you for it because they get what they want the most, which is a result through the feedback you're delivering, and they don't have another thing to do. I'm sure you're a lovely person and you'd be great to hang out with, but people don't need another thing to do. So if you can do it in a non-live way, that's going to save you some time and energy, and we can utilize technology and that type of stuff. And then from there, you can make sure that the amount of time you're putting into something, which is for most coaches, it's going to be like an hour starting a client up. And it's probably going to be like 15 to 20 minutes doing a check-in on a weekly basis moving forward. Then from there, if we're thinking like on average, this is only taking me 1 to 2 hours per month, this is where you can then start lining up your coaching offer with the fulfillment. So $200, $250 a month to work with you is now only taking you 2 hours per month on the fulfillment side of things. Now we're actually no longer making minimum wage. You can spend your additional time finding new clients, growing your business, and doing that type of stuff. Whereas if you're offering them, this is my price over here. This was what we're actually doing. If you're offering them a call and unlimited text and messaging, and there's travel, there's going all over the place, this could easily be like 8 hours a month. And if you're not charging enough, which we'll talk about in the second part, now we have 8 hours a month and you're only charging $100. Like this is like literally now a minimum wage job. Yes, you're passionate about it, but it's not scalable. It's not making you enough money, and therefore you're not gonna be able to prioritize it. So you need to build a coaching offer that makes sense for your time. We help you do this all in the Nutrition Coaching Academy. If you want more information on how we do that, make sure you join that open house webinar, which you can find in the link in the description, as well as up here on the screen. That's the first thing you got to do. The second thing, most people just don't charge enough when they start. There's familiar faces in the room right now, as well as coaches in our program. I know when you start, it can be tough to tough to charge enough because you're wondering, do I know enough? Who's going to say yes to this? Yes, all these things. But those who pay attention. And as you start to build some confidence, most people just don't raise the rates enough, right? Like the one thing is like inflation, like it's going to be 2 to 4% a year more expensive to live with or without you. And if you're not climbing with that, you're actually taking a pay decrease every year. So you got to be mindful of that, as well as as you're investing in this, you're getting better results for your clients. Your service should be more valuable. And as you become more in demand, if you leverage all those things, you need to charge more money. So what I typically would do is set a number that most people will say yes to right at the beginning, which is like $200 to $250 a month. And then from there, every 5 clients, you've got to consider a price bump so that you're charging what you're worth and growing and able to prioritize that. If you're not making those moves, if you're not making those changes, it just makes it like you get complacent. It's tough to not, if your back's not up against the wall and you're not a little scared, you're not going to continue to grow. So you've got to charge what you're worth. You need an offer that makes sense. Everything lines up. You've got to charge what you're worth would be the second thing. And if you want to make money doing this stuff, you need to stop overlooking the business side of things, which is the toughest thing for people that are passionate about stuff. Is that I know you feel like you didn't get into nutrition coaching to become a social media influencer or to become a salesperson or any of those things, but elements of that, the skills involved in some of that stuff is exactly what you need to learn if you want to actually make money doing this stuff. This doesn't mean you have to spend all day, every day on Instagram or TikTok. It doesn't mean that you have to be, on a car lot pressuring people into things, because truly coaching is just helping people make decisions. Selling things to people is just helping. It's literally coaching. It's like helping people take the next step, helping people see what they need to do to get a result. You got to shift your mindset around all of these things to see that none of this is a bad thing. And if anything, if you can do more of it, you're actually going to help more people. And that is the path to growing and getting better. And you've got to get better at creating interest around what you do, which means you learn to communicate what you do, but you also learn to display it in a way that people see why it's in their best interest to go down this path with you. Not because of your knowledge or what you know, because of what it gives them, right? They need to see the benefits of what you do, not just what you do, not just the features, not just the details. They need to see what's in it for them. Not only do they need to see the result of what they're going to get if they go down this path with you, but they also need to see what that result allows them to do. How does their life get better? What are they able to do now that they couldn't do in the past? And you need to be able to create a story around this and create a coaching offer that allows them to get that. And if you do all those things, that's when you start making money with this stuff. Now, with that being said, I'm sure you got some questions about this whole process. Let me know what they are. Drop them in the chat. I'd be happy to discuss anything that's pressing on your mind. And if you want more details about how we help you do that in the most quickest and effective manner, and it could even be more fun, is the Nutrition Coaching Academy. And you're going to find more details about that in our webinar coming up on Tuesday. Make sure you register for that. What questions you guys got, though? I don't know if Emily, Toddy, or Jen, you're still there. Or some new faces just tuning in. Please let me know what questions you got about this. I'm happy to hang around for a bit longer and chat. I've been in the middle of shooting some videos today. Had a few sales calls as well, which was exciting. Met with some people that want to jump back into our level 2 program, which is a bit more business focused. It's been a busy day. Let me get right back to it. But I also want to make sure that you guys are taken care of if you want to make some money with your nutrition coaching. So let me know what questions you guys got. I also going to go film the intro and outro for a YouTube video comparing a bunch of different of the photo-based AI tracking apps. That was fun. Did some comparisons. Just going to tell you what I found through that process. Very, very cool. The technology is getting pretty good, gang. It's getting pretty good. But if there were any other additional questions today, we'll leave it there for right now. And make sure, number one, you're doing all the things that you need to do to make money with your nutrition coaching. And if you want a quicker path to get there, make sure to check out that open house webinar. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Okay, bye.
Now, as great as all those tips are, maybe you're still wondering how to start or grow your nutrition coaching. Here's what I want you to do. Go to the first link down in the description below, and you'll get all the details on our Nutrition Coaching Academy certification. It's a 90-day program that'll give you everything you need to start nutrition coaching or to take your nutrition coaching business to the next level. Check out all the details down in the link below, and thanks for watching.